pull the old political trick of waiting to a 3-day holiday weekend and then releasing information.
What do they care? Over on another cable channel, political analyst Mark Halperin wasn't much kinder.
To release this on a Friday as if he's an arm of the Clinton campaign, I'm just stunned because there's a lot of information in here that's of great public interest. And if you really cared about transparency, you would say to yourself, is the best time to release this to get a full public hearing on Friday before Labor Day?
By the way, following up.
Joining me now, James Kallstrom, former assistant director in charge of the FBI. Jim, good to see you. So, what do you make of the FBI's decisions here and the protocol they used?
Hi, Megan. I was shocked and furious and dismayed that, not really dismayed, I guess, but furious and shocked at the same time, because when does the FBI director, pull the old political trick of waiting to a 3-day holiday weekend and then releasing information?
What do they care?
I'm shocked that he did that.
What about you? We talked with the judge a moment ago about the protocols the FBI use. They've heavily redacted what they've given us, and it's not a transcript of the sit down with her, but it's notes from it. Did you see anything? Did they deviate from policy in the interview to the best that you can tell?
Megan, why wasn't it recorded? Why wasn't there a transcript made? Why weren't there simple questions asked of her? Why wasn't she put under oath? Why didn't we know how many times she said, "I don't remember," or "I don't know," or "I can't," or "I take the Fifth Amendment," or whatever? Why don't we know that? This lady, this isn't a normal interview.
Stand by.
In front.
We're going to get it resolved. We were taking some hits because of the weather there, but we're trying to work it out anyway. We're not giving up on Jim. Hold on. Let me see if we still have him. Do we have him? They're working on it. There he is. Let's give it a try. Jim, what do you think the answer to that is? Why do you think the FBI didn't do all those things?
Because the FBI director is playing politics. I mean, the FBI director doesn't do things like that. The FBI director does not take the most famous, the best law enforcement agency in the world and politicize it by letting thing out, Labor Day weekend. I mean, I just think that's the worst thing he could do. Should be absolutely ashamed of himself. And this interview, why wasn't it recorded? Why wasn't there a transcript? Why wasn't she under oath? Who was in the room? Was Justice in the room? Who was in charge of the interview?
Have you gotten any reaction from the FBI agents that you still talk to, Jim, about this?
Megan, I've had contact with 50 different people, both inside and outside, retired agents that are basically disgusted. And, it's sort of the last straw. I'm just, and by the way, was she asked to be polygraphed? I mean, these are standard things that we do in these investigations. And then the Comey press conference. He gives this press conference, and then he's asked a question, took a few questions later, and he's asked, what about the interview? And he says, well, I haven't visited the interview yet. I haven't read the interview yet. What? Was this a preconceived interview? I mean, obviously it was. It didn't have any impact. I mean, it's just nuts. It doesn't
add up. Jim, thank you. Thanks for bearing with us, both to Jim and to you, audience. We want to get him on, so we deal with Mother Nature as we can with these satellite dishes. Joining me now with some reaction, DNC committee member and Hillary Clinton supporter, Robert Zimmerman. What do you make of that, Robert? First of all, how about that weekend doc? I mean, she did it 3 times, and then the FBI helps her out, does her solid by doing it the 4th document dump for the Friday of Labor Day weekend. Come on.
First, Megan, let's be clear. The document dump on Friday was a great tactic in the 1990s.
But then I suggest my Republican friends take off their Walkmans, put the pager in their fanny pack, and bring out their smartphone.
Oh, wait.
Okay, let's get real about what we're living with
What
in
do you mean?
2016. What I mean is, under technology that we live in today, these stories don't go away on
It's
Saturday
not about
morning.
the technology, it's about living our lives. We
That's
see our
right.
children and we're at the beach and we're not thinking about Hillary Clinton,
And
and
we're
that's
still
the reason it gets released on those
And we're
days.
still talking about it today on Tuesday. The reality is, because of the internet, which
Well,
is
we are.
maybe a new concept for some of my Republican friends, the way they do social media, but because of the internet, because of Twitter, because we have iPads and smartphones, these stories don't go away.
Okay, why
It's such an
did-
outdated type of thinking.
Why did this group, the ones maintaining the server, hold on a second, Platte River, why did they delete her email archives despite knowing that they were subject to preservation orders?
Let's be clear. The one thing I have in common with my Republican friends is that none of us have conducted an investigation. The FBI did. They're a full team.
That's where we got this
And
information.
my point to you is the FBI determined after a year's worth of evaluation and investigation, they evaluated the fact that there was no reason to proceed further with any other legal activities. They made their evaluation about it. And here's the point that's most important, and I've heard this said on the air.
So you're not denying that it was improper.
I'm
You're
not
just
I'm not
relying on the
evaluating-
FBI and not indicting
You know
her.
something? I'm kind of old-fashioned that way. I leave it to the professionals to do the investigation
But the American
versus the
public isn't
political
necessarily
pundits.
looking to indict her. They're wondering whether they should elect her.
That's
so they
right.
have a different bar, and they want to know if she did something that, while maybe not illegal, was inappropriate, like telling the server people to delete all the emails while she was under
Well,
subpoena.
let's be clear, by the way. I heard on this show, I've heard this on many networks throughout the country, the argument that, well, she deliberately hid or deleted 15,000 emails, or the FBI found 15,000 emails. The FBI director pointed out many of those found emails were, in fact, could be duplicates, personal, and they were not deliberately deleted. He found no evidence of any effort to deliberately delete the emails.
Well, they were deliberately deleted, 30,000 of them. They can only retrieve about
Well, wait a
15,000.
second. They were
But they were
deleted because they were purged out of the system?
because she said she believed that these were personal. She didn't do it, but she told her people.
No, but that's not the point.
Get rid of the personal
also,
stuff.
many of them were automatically purged from the system, and many of those emails are duplicates of the emails that were already made public.
I only have a short time left.
Okay.
Why do you think her poll numbers are tightening now?
Here's the reality. The convention bounce had to come down. That's a basic rule of gravity, although my Republicans don't
According to
believe
the
in
CNN
science.
poll, she lost it all.
No, she lost a good part of it, but in the poll of polls, real clear politics, she's still up by 4%. Let's remember, Barack Obama beat Mitt Romney by only 4%, but had an electoral landslide. In the 12 battleground states, Hillary Clinton's expanded her lead in 10 of them. So obviously it's a tough race, but I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing.
Great to see you, Robert.
Good to be with you.
Also tonight, new evidence has surfaced in the scandal involving Donald Trump, the Florida Attorney